These be the dooms which thou shalt set forth to them. If thou buyest an Hebrew servant, he shall serve thee 6 years. In the 7th year he shall go out free, without price. With what manner clothes he entered, with such clothes go he out. If he entered having a wife, also the wife shall go out together with him. But if the lord of a servant gave a wife to him, and she childed sons and daughters, the woman and her children shall be her lord's. Thusly the servant shall go out with his own clothes. And if the servant saith, I love my lord, and my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, his lord shall bring him to gods, that is, judges, and he shall be set to the door and the doorpost, and his lord shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall be servant to him into this world. If any man selleth his daughter into a servantess, she shall not go out as handmaids were wont to go out. If she displeaseth in the eyes of her lord, to whom she was betaken, he shall deliver her. Thusly he shall not have power to sell her to an alien people, if he forsaketh her. Forsooth, if he weddeth her to his son, he shall do to her by the custom of daughters. And if he take with his handmaid another woman, or wife, to his son, he shall purvey to the first damsel, or handmaid, weddings and clothes, and he shall not deny her the price of her chastity, that is, the hour of yielding debt. If he doeth not to her these three, she shall go out freely without money. He that smiteth a man, and will slay him, die he by death. Forsooth, if a man setteth not ambush, but God betook him into his hands, I shall ordain a place to thee, whither he oweth to flee. If any man slayeth his neighbor by before casting, and by ambush, draw thou him away from mine altar, that he die. He that smiteth his father or his mother, die he by death. He that stealeth a man, and selleth him, if he is convicted of the guilt, die he by death. If men chide, and the t'other smite his neighbor with a stone, or with the fist, and he is not dead, but lieth in the bed, if he riseth and goeth forth on his staff, he that smote shall be innocent. So nevertheless, that he restore to him for his travails, and his cost in leeches. He that smiteth his servant or handmaid with a rod, and they be dead in his hands, he shall be guilty of them. He shall be guilty of the crime, or hideous trespass. Sithly, if the servant liveth over this beating 1 day, or twain, the smiter shall not be subject to the pain of death, for the servant is his master's chattel. If men chide, and a man smiteth a woman with child, and sithly he maketh the child dead-born, but the woman liveth over that smiting, he shall be subject to the harm, as much as the woman's husband asketh, and as the judges deem. Sithly, if the death of her pursueth, he shall yield life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, sore for sore. If a man smiteth the eye of his servant, either of his handmaid, and maketh them one-eyed, he shall deliver them free for the eye which he put out. Also if he smite out a tooth of his servant or handmaid, in like manner, he shall deliver them free. If an ox smiteth with his horn either man or woman, and they be dead, the ox shall be thrown down with stones, and his flesh shall not be eaten, and the lord of the ox shall be guiltless. That if the ox was an horn putter from yesterday and the 3rd day ago, and men warned his lord, neither the lord enclosed him, and he slayeth a man or a woman, both the ox shall be thrown adown with stones, and they shall slay his lord. But if the price be put to the lord, he shall give for his life whatever he is asked. And if smiteth with a horn a man's son and his daughter, his lord shall be subject to the same sentence. If the ox assaileth a manservant and an handmaid, the lord of the ox shall give 30 shekels of silver to the lord of that servant. Forsooth the ox shall be oppressed with stones. If any man openeth a cistern or pit, and diggeth it, and covereth it not, an ox, either an ass, falleth into it. The Lord of the cistern shall yield the price of the beast. Forsooth that that is dead shall be his. If one man's ox woundeth the ox of another man, and he is dead, they shall sell the quick ox, and they shall part the price. Swiftly they shall part betwixt them the carcass of the dead ox. Forsooth, if the Lord knew that his ox was a horn putter from yesterday and the third day ago, and kept not him in, he shall yield ox for ox, and he shall take the whole dead carcass.